A once proud city. I'm Jeff Stein with today's Iowa Politics Report. When I was growing up, I always wanted to visit Washington, D.C., maybe even work there someday. The capital of our country, its majestic buildings, the history, all pretty impressive. I finally made it there for the first time during my first semester of college. I joined a student journalism group in part because they were traveling there for a national convention, and I figured the worst thing that would happen was I'd get a cheap trip to Washington. I've been back a few times since, all for business of one sort or another, the last time 13 years ago now. All of that said, I don't think you could pay me enough to visit there these days. It's not safe, and it's not reflective of our country. At least I hope it's not. Look at Wednesday afternoon and early evening as one example. As the Israeli Prime Minister was speaking to a joint session of Congress, a group of pro-Hamas protesters ripped down the American flag waving outside of Union Station near the Capitol building and set it on fire in the street. Then they replaced the American flag with a Palestinian flag and spray-painted graffiti on statues and memorials in the area, including the phrase, "Death to America." Despite dozens being seen on cameras, and despite officers who tried to keep order being physically assaulted, apparently no arrests have been made. At the same time, the vice president abdicated her role as president of the Senate and skipped the address so as not to be seen in a photo with the Israeli leader. And while all the protests were going on at Union Station, a few blocks away at the White House, the current president told a curious nation that he was dropping his re-election effort in the name of unity for his party and his country. That's the Washington, D.C. of today. I hope to get back there someday, if it goes back to being a place we can point to proudly. And right now, it's a long way from that. And that's the Iowa Politics Report for Friday, July 26 on Twitter, Instagram, Getter, Threads, and Truth Social at Iowa Politics. I'm Jeff Stein on News Talk 1540, KXEL.